Hi everyone, this is Christina from Romance and Tequila. I'm doing something completely different tonight and you'll have to tell me if you like this. And if you do, please leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you'd like me to do another one of these again. Tonight I have for you my first book review on YouTube, but I wanted to do something slightly different and I don't know, I was trying to come up with a good word for this. I'm having trouble coming up with it, so maybe you guys can help me. I didn't know whether it should be books and booze or pajamas and I don't know, lazy book reviews. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it would be fun if instead of just writing up a book review, about once a month I did a fun, really casual book club style book review, and I put it on YouTube, and I could share it on my Facebook page for all of my friends who are on there, and we could just do kind of a very informal pajamas fun book review. You can't really see me from here down because where I'm filming in here, I don't know, maybe I can figure out a way to set it up in the future, but I'm filming at night so the light's not as good as it was for my last video. But I wanted to try and get this up. I am, in fact, in my pajamas. I'm gonna try not to rock in my rocking chair so that hopefully the focus doesn't get messed up, but I am in flannel pajama bottoms. I got my big fluffy UGG socks on that my husband bought me for Christmas that are wonderful. If you have cold feet, I definitely recommend buying these UGG slipper socks because they're amazing. So I am pajamaed out. Yes, I still have makeup on, but I promise I didn't put more makeup on for the video. My hair isn't really fixed. I didn't do it like I did for my last video. I have a beverage. It's not tequila. I was gonna do a glass of wine and just say it was gonna be like pajamas and wine. But then, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And so instead I have vodka and sparkling cherry limeade 0 calorie sparkling, I don't know. I saw it on Instagram and thought I would give it a go because it's only a few points for Weight Watchers. So here we go. Cheers. I'm hoping that maybe that'll make me, let's see, talk to where it doesn't sound like I have a cold, and hopefully do this in a more relaxed manner, and it'll feel like, I don't know, my old book club, and my friends will recognize me when they watch it. So tonight I have a review for the book Rogue Affair. I'm looking over here and I apologize, and it's because I have my phone and my drink and a bunch of stuff I want to show you sitting over here. So I apologize. I'm gonna try and sit upright and be aware of my posture so that this video is not just a whole bunch of me slumping in the rocking chair. But anyway, so I apologize if you just see like this side. I don't know if this is my good side or not, but in October, I went to the Washington Romance Writers Hearts to You, let's see, Readers, Bloggers, and Libraries Luncheon. Okay, in the past, I've not been a huge romance reader, but I have friends who devour romance novels. And so when we moved here to the DC area and I saw this Romance Writers, Readers, Bloggers, and Libraries Luncheon, I thought, maybe I'll go because it's in the area. And, you know, I'm finally living someplace where I can go to blogger events and stuff. And I thought, oh, you know, I don't read the stuff very often, but I have friends who love it, and I could go meet some people and maybe find some cool books for my friends and get some good info, and I could write about it. And then I don't know why I never wrote about it on the blog. I think I had plans for like some big epic blog post and it just never happened. We had family in town when I went, and for some reason I just didn't end up doing it. But I showed up for this luncheon by myself in a town where I really don't know hardly anybody. And I walked in and everybody seemed to have someone with them, right? And I was so nervous, and I got there really early, and I like sat in the parking garage for, I don't know, 20 minutes and built up the nerve to walk in. And I walk into this nice Italian restaurant, and everybody had like a crew with them. It seemed like people were coupled up and everybody kind of knew each other already. And I was kind of standing back, and I brought my, oh shoot, I should have had it with me and I could show you guys. So I have this Owl Kate Spade purse, and I highly recommend that if you're going someplace and you don't know anyone, you bring a crazy statement purse, because people will come up and talk to you just to say, oh my gosh, that is a cool purse. And it's a great conversation starter. So I was kind of hanging back, and this woman with this great smile, and I don't know, she just looked like a really approachable person, comes walking up to where I'm like hiding by the wall. And I don't know, my friends are gonna say, Christina's not shy and she doesn't normally hide from talking to people, but in some circumstances, when you're walking into a room and you know absolutely no one, I could be shy. So she walks over and has a cold and is trying to get her cold medicine from out of her bag, and I am inadvertently standing like right over her bag. And she's so nice, and I say, hey, and she's like, cool bag. And we kind of talked for a minute, and I said, hi, my name is Christina and I have a blog. And she said, my name is Kelly and I write books. And it was really cool, and she is the first person that I met there, and it was great. And because of her, I don't know, her little introduction, she kind of walked with me for a minute to another table and introduced me to some other people. And from that point on, I met the nicest ladies. I mean, just the coolest group of women. And we had this great lunch, and they did this round table kind of thing where for every course of food, the authors switched tables. So I got to meet a bunch of different people, whereas if we were all just stuck with one group for the whole thing, you wouldn't have got to meet as many people. But I had such a blast. So I tell you this because I wanted to show you some of these things and tell you why I'm reviewing the book that I am. So while I was there, I came back with so many romance books that I've not had a chance to review on the blog, but that I fully intend on reviewing. I just haven't got to them yet. And I went through a dry spell. I went through an uninspired spell. I'm getting over it. Anyway, so I won this fabulous gift basket by Adriana Anders. And if I slaughter anybody's name, my apologies to you. I have mainly read your name off the cover of a book. So my apologies to any of these authors if I just royally mess this up. And when I talk about the book I'm actually going to review, I'm going to try and keep it PG so that I don't have to click that little button on YouTube that says I'm posting a naughty video. So if it's full of all kinds of weird innuendo and I don't know, crazy Christina speak, then that's why. So I won this gift basket by Adriana Anders, and it was full of all kinds of great stuff. With like, my office has smelled amazing because I've had this stuff just sitting in here waiting to show you guys, and I hadn't done it yet, but it had, I don't know, bath salts, like real bath salts, not like bath salts. Bath salts, and I don't know, I have like proud collector of book boyfriends. This is from someone else. I think I have so much stuff, I don't know who gave me what, but which like this, I'm into book boyfriend menage. One BB is not enough. This one cracked me up. I mean, I met I don't know, I met some some great people. And let's see. But Adriana Anders, I have, let's see, I got an audiobook with a very hunky tattooed man on the cover. And I got, let's see, Under Her Skin and In His Hands, which look very nice. Right now, everybody, all of my friends are going, this is funny. So then I also got this Harlequin, Terry Brisbane's Kidnapped by the Highland Rogue. And anytime I see Harlequin, I just think of my grandmother who read Harlequin romance novels. And it makes me smile because I miss my grandma. And it just cracks me up because my grandma literally had her entire room filled wall to wall with Harlequin romance novels. And it just, I don't know, it makes me happy. But Adriana's thing had, it was the, let me see, I loved it. It was the Books, Booze, and Broken Bad Boys gift basket. And it had this sign on it, which was just, I don't know, it cracked me up. I was so excited. When I came back from this luncheon, I don't know, I was thinking like, I'm just gonna read romance novels for a while because I wanted to support all of these ladies that I met that were just so nice. And you know, it's really hard not to want to read a book if you talk to an author. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the genre that you normally wouldn't read or a topic that is not necessarily your cup of tea. If you've actually connected with the author in some way, you really want to read the book. And it's hard to disconnect your like of the author from the actual material. And I know you shouldn't say that, and you probably shouldn't own up to that as a book blogger, but it is very hard. So I don't know, I got all this really cool stuff. But I say this to tell, oh, let me say a couple more things, sorry. Let's see. I got Everything I Left Unsaid by M. O'Keefe. I'll probably end up watching this and realize that I've like held it up in some way that you guys don't even see this, and I'll be like, man, rookie YouTube error. And then I got, oh, Without Words by Delancey Stewart. This author is great. Super nice military wife that was, I don't know, this beautiful blonde, statuesque, lovely military wife. And I don't know, I wanted to be her friend. And let's see. Then we have, ooh, Andy J. Christopher. Okay, I really like this lady. This is Biker Bitch, which, I don't know, this lady, so cool and so nice. She sat at our table for a while and I had so much fun talking to her. I don't know, she was great. But I say all of this and I have all of this weird stuff to show you. Dark, smart, and full of heart. Look at all that. Okay, I need to top up. Right now you guys are going, Christina's drinking and rambling. People who don't know me right now are going, who is this weird lady? What is she doing in her video? Anyway, okay. So my point of all of this is I received The Bridesmaid and the Hurricane by Kelly Mayer. Mayer? I probably should have looked to see how to pronounce that last name before I did this, because she is the reason why I bring up all of this, because she is why I have the book that I'm reviewing tonight. And she's the first lady that I met. And she was just so nice. I don't know, she was cool. So when I came home from this romance writers thing, I immediately hopped on the computer, found everybody that I connected with while I was at this thing, followed them on Twitter, followed them on Instagram, you know, looked for their Facebook pages, went and liked everybody. You know, I was handing out my little tiny, I have these tiny business cards, and I gave them to everybody. So some of them probably knew who it was who suddenly was obsessively liking them on all of these random channels and social media networks. And so I went and followed everybody and found them all, and then I received a couple things that were like, hey, you know, I met you today. Would you like to review my book? And some of them I was like, sure, because I was excited about it. And then other ones I was like, I don't know if I'll actually read it, so I don't really want to say yes, because I don't like saying yes to too much and then not being able to get to it, because it just sits on my shoulders like this heavy weight of unfulfilled commitment or something. But Kelly reached out to me and said, so I'm gonna be a part of this compilation, and it's slightly naughty to very naughty, and it is called Rogue Affair. It is a romance anthology. And I said, oh, that's cool, like I would love to read it, because it had both a story of hers and it had a story by Adriana Anders, who is the one who I won the basket from. And it also had stories by, and I'm reading off my phone if you can't see my phone in here, by Tamsin Parker, Ainsley Booth, Olivia Dade, Chris Ripper, Amy Jo Cousins, Emma Berry, Stacey Agdern, Jane Lee Blair. So she said, well, actually, no, I take that back. She'd shared, or another blogger had shared, a snippet of her story that's in this, and I read it and went, oh, that is hot. Like, that is some steamy hot stuff. Like, I think I started like blushing and looking around me and like wondering who was paying attention to me while I was reading it. And yeah, I think somebody did. They shared it on Twitter, and I went like, ooh, Kelly, like, holy cow, if that's what all your stuff's like, hot damn. And she said, well, you know, not all of the stories in this anthology are that hot, but you know, this anthology's coming out, and would you like to read it? And I said, sure, like, sign me up. So she sent it to me, and I started reading it, and then I got caught up with some other stuff, and so I somehow just finished reading this anthology, which is really bad on my part because I'm a bad book blogger and all that. I say it all the time, but this book was actually good. So yet again, I forgot that my camera will shut off after I've been talking for 20 minutes, which really I shouldn't be talking for 20 minutes anyway, but I end up rambling, and I'll probably cut half of it out anyway. But so her, and I gotta remember where I stopped and then try and pick this back up again. So her scene was steamy, and she asked me if I wanted to give the book a read. So I said sure, and she sent me a copy. So it's an anthology that covers a wide range of heat levels and really has a story in there for just about every taste that you could possibly have a hankering for. There is a gay couple in there. There are lesbians, well, a bisexual in there. There's interracial relationship. And then there is the gamut from very steamy, very steamy, to relatively steamy and slightly naughty, to just your average, you know, remotely romantic short story. But what really got me was the fact that they're just all really well written. They're written well. The characters were great. I don't think that there was not a single story in there that I didn't like. I mean, of course, some of them resonated more than other ones, and some of them I enjoyed a tad bit more than the others, but on the whole, this was just a great anthology. And for me to have taken the time to read an entire romance anthology and really like it says a lot about this book. So, you know, I read it because of, you know, a couple of the people that were, you know, were in it and they had stories in it, and I'd met them and they were nice, and, you know, I really liked them, and so I picked the book up. But, you know, it was good. And I've spent a lot of time talking with my friends about, I don't know, like 50 Shades and, you know, what makes a good, not even just romance, but what makes good sexy books. And, you know, you can have naughty parts in books, or books that are just plain old erotic fiction, and have it be, you know, written well. You know, just because it's filled with sexy stuff doesn't mean it has to be bad. I mean, I read all 3 of the 50 Shades books. When they came out, I didn't read them initially, but I had a friend who said, I can't believe you haven't read those 50 Shades books. And so I immediately got them on my Kindle and I read them like, I don't know, I think I read all 3 in like a night or a weekend, because they're kind of small books and really easy reads because there's not a whole lot to them. But, you know, I've always say, and hopefully I don't find that this was on the first 20 minutes that I didn't lose. You know, I always say that, you know, books are subjective, and, you know, what you like and is what you like, and, you know, everybody finds, you know, what they find entertaining is what they find entertaining, which is why you have libraries that are full of all kinds of different books, because, you know, what I like and what you like might be totally different things. There's nothing wrong with that, which is why, you know, as a book blogger, I always try and write reviews that just say, well, this is what I thought when I read it, and this is how it made me feel, and these are some of the subjects that, you know, were brought up in the book or whatnot, and you might like it if you like this, or if you like these kind of books, or, you know, and very rarely would say like, this is a bad book. But, you know, if you take 5 words and you just repeat those 5 words over and over again, and your dialogue is just not believable, I think that that's what makes the difference for me between like a good book and a not so good book, is dialogue. And dialogue is so tricky. And even in movies, because we're like a big movie family and we watch a lot of movies, and to me, you know, what makes even a movie, like from a pretty good movie to like a really good movie, a lot of it just comes down to dialogue. And if you have your characters saying stuff that doesn't sound believable, it's probably not going to be very good. And I don't know. So to read stuff that had like Kelly's book or her short story in there, holy cow, her short story was naughty. It totally had me like reading like this and looking at over my shoulders like I was like 16 and my mother was gonna catch me, you know. And I used to love it at the library because when people would come check out 50 Shades, they would slip it to us like flipped upside down so we couldn't see the cover, and like slip it to us over the counter like it was, you know, Hustler. But I don't know. My whole point in this is Rogue Affair was a good romance anthology. If you are looking for something to steam up your Friday night or your Saturday night or your Wednesday night, I would highly recommend this anthology. It was good. I don't know. It was written well. All the stories were written well. And like I said, I think there's something in there for everybody. So if you like this kind of informal, rambling, Christina in her pajamas, trying not to rock in her rocking chair while drinking alcohol, sipping alcohol, and talking in circles around herself, please give my video a thumbs up. Comment below and tell me if you want me to keep doing this. My idea in my head was, you know, if this went over well, I would do this like once a month. If I get feedback that this is something that you guys actually want to watch. And if you do, I don't know, share the video so some other people can see it. And if you can come up with a good name for this video segment, please let me know. I'll love you more than I probably already do. Cause I don't know, I think this would be kind of fun, and I'm getting better at talking to myself and staring at my camera and rambling. So like I said, please give it a thumbs up, give it a share. I will try and link everything below. So in the box below, there'll be some words that'll have a little more button. If you click the more, there's going to be other stuff down there. So there should be a link to the book that I've talked about, and I'll try and put links to some of the other books that I described. And I'm gonna try and get this up. It's Friday night. It's later than it should be, so you guys might not see it tonight, but I'll try and do something with it. If not, you'll get it on Saturday. You guys have a nice weekend, and thanks for watching. Bye.